pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Everybody, Marion County Commission meeting, Monday, December 8th, 2025. Start off the public forum. Is there anybody in the room or online?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Brett Tays from the Extension Office. I wanted to swing by and share a little information about an event we have coming up. Around. We have the Marion County Winter Fairs coming up on January 3rd, 2026. This is the second year we've done this event. Last year we had 24 acres with 65 exhibits participate. This year we're open this up to all of our youth within Marion County, ages 5 to 18. I've got a list of events kind of posted there. We'll have some live demonstration, hands-on activities for the kids to do, building some rockets. Might have some snap circuits for electrical and sewing demonstration, as well as some woodworking. I do want to extend out a thank you for all your support you've given us in the past, and also then want to invite you. I'm looking for some judges for our grilled cheese sandwich competition. So if you guys want to check your schedules and see if that might be something you'd be interested, I'll leave my business card here, and you guys can give me a shout back if that would be something you'd be interested. The schedule is posted on the back, so you don't have to be there all day. We're really just kind of focused from about 10 to about 2 o'clock. But like I said, some things we've been doing, some live demonstrations, some hands-on activities for the kids, and then of course we'll have some regular exhibits that you might see at the county fair. So, but if you have any questions that I can answer at this time, I'd sure glad to do that. And you guys can check your schedule to see if judging the grilled cheese competition would be something you're interested in.
Thank you.
All right.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, you want one of these?
Thank you.
You bet.
Anybody else with public comment or online? And please state your name.
I'm Timothy Vogel with Marion County EMS Department. I've been with you guys since 2019. Kind of wanted to come before you guys today, kind of express some concerns and some complaints in decorum with the forum. We've had a lot of issues over the past year. A lot of these issues we've tried and attempted to handle internally, and has not gone well. We've had 80% turnover since November of last year. So with that being a pretty pressing concern, because I've served this county for 6 years. A lot of the people that I've done it with have now quit that job. One of the very few left that's been here for as many years as I have. And I love this county. I love serving this county. I love serving the people in this county. Many of you have seen me in this uniform at your houses before. And it's not something that I want to give up. It's something that obviously I'm going to move on at some point in my life to another job. And I want to make sure that the job that I leave in the care of others is good enough to serve you people. And with that, having some pretty serious concerns, I was going to open it up to potential executive session with you guys on a later date to discuss further as into the details for that. Because again, I don't want to go into too many details here in the public forum setting, but wanted to bring it to your attention that it's a pretty serious concern amongst many in the EMS department. We have not been able to staff enough trucks. We have more employees already in the process of currently leaving. So I wanted to essentially bring that concern, commissioners, to again discuss that at a later date in person when we can sit down and discuss those things. So that's all I have to say. Thank you guys.
Any other public comments? Seeing none.
We do. Oh, did he already hear? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna close the public comments and move on to the agenda approval. Is there anything we need to add to the agenda? email with Brad isn't gonna be here. Brad's not gonna be here.
I'd like to add a brief policy discussion.
Anything else? We'll move forward with the policy discussion added in during the county councilor's lot. And before the agenda is approved. Administrative business, Ashley.
Okay. First off, we have change orders, nothing has changed.
Okay.
All right, next we have the minutes of December 1.
Everybody had a chance to read the minutes, December 1. Are there any corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Move that we approve the minutes of the December 1 meeting.
Have a motion? Second. And a second? All those in favor? Aye. 5-0.
All right. We have early checks in the amount of $14,457.84.
Is there any questions with any of the warrants? If not, make a motion to approve early checks in the amount of $14,457.84.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Realize what that was.
Oh, your tax exempt.
I have to hand in at the.
Yeah. I have one more thing. The Secretary of State's office announced a grant program for election security. It's kind of what we did last time where they pay 90%, reimburse us 90%, we pay 10%. I would like to apply for that, if that is something you're okay with.
Was it?
We can
We
get it.
need a motion?
What are we gonna use it for?
If we want to discuss that, that has to go into executive session, which we can.
Security.
I have some ideas, but we're still looking into it. And I'll definitely come back to you to let you know.
It's wise to apply.
Yeah, I don't see any dissent. Do we need a motion or
I think consensus is fine for,
consensus is to move forward?
Okay, and that's all I have.
okay.
I did put my report on the table for you today, and then also there was the revised resolution on the table for the four-way stop at the intersection that you discussed at the last meeting. So that's available. We can either put it on the agenda next week, or you can, if you're review it and we're ready to adopt it today, then you can do that.
I'm just gonna go around the room. Was for the four-way stop or just leaving it alone?
Four-way.
Clark?
I'm good either way. I mean, I think it's,
Leave it alone.
I'm in favor.
Four-way. I could go either way, so.
go the four-way.
Four-way. All right.
Here's the resolution with the resolution number on it.
All right, I move that we approve the resolution number 2025-20, resolution governing the placement of stop signs at the intersection of 220th and Falcon in Marion County, Kansas. Motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And just to clarify that, that's the 220th and Falcon, which is just east of Lehigh. Currently, there's stop signs on the north and south. And this is adding
Two more.
two more going east and west, making it a four-way stop, just so that everybody knows.
Last week, you made a motion and voted to appoint Nikki Price as EMS director with a performance review of 3 months. And I do have the salary sheet for your review and approval today. This is based on the discussions that we previously had.
Need a motion. Yeah. Make a motion for a salary change for Mickey Price from $24.49 an hour to $6,859 a month, effective 12/8/2025. Change from interim EMS director to EMS director. Performance review at 3 months. No residency.
Second that.
Motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Go ahead and mark it yay.
Yes, please.
Thank you. I heard from Colton Glenn, who's the fire chief at Peabody, and he applied for a charitable grant from the Eberhard Foundation, and they have been granted $50,000. However, they're having trouble accepting the grant because of the way that their district is set up, and they're not able to locate any 501c3 or any documentation for accepting the grant. And so they are requesting that the county accept it as a pass-through. So I said I would bring that to you all. If we did that, we would put it into potentially into risk management as a pass-through, and then it would be paid back out of risk management.
We administer it then?
No, we would not administer it. So I have asked him, you're welcome to look at this. I didn't copy it for everyone, but I did request that we receive a copy of any, like the award letter, which I have, a copy of the grant application, which he has submitted here, which is very simple, and then information about who would be reporting. And I don't have that information yet as far as the reporting requirements. I don't think he knows yet what those reporting requirements are, but this grant looks like just a simple request through a charitable foundation. And I would contact the foundation itself to determine what the reporting requirements are. Also, I would like permission to go ahead and work with them in the future to get all of their kind of ducks in a row as far as, so that in the future they can do this on their own. So what they are requesting is, he kind of sent an outline of the issue. He said they applied for the grant in August. The grant amount is $50,000 to be used toward equipment, land purchase for new fire station, or funding toward new apparatus. And they've been awarded the grant but are requesting a copy. Just as I explained, they don't have a 501c3 exemption letter that they can provide, and they cannot get that accomplished or figured out before the deadline, which is December 15th, to accept the grant. So here's that information. And what I need to do, what I would hope would be that the board would give me permission to assist them, pending us getting all the information. If the grant itself will not allow the county to accept, then I would like to help them find a 501c3 to work through. So potentially contacting the community foundation or another agency.
So moved.
I know the bulk of that is going, I think, towards, they bought the piece of property adjacent to them with the old propane, so they can build a fire station there. I know they had come to the county a year ago, wanting to co-locate EMS. They've got quite a bit of money saved up to build a new fire station there. Now they've got ample. Once they get this property built, I have actually an excellent location for a helicopter, actually for airlifting. I mean, that's what their ultimate, I think.
So I got a motion on the table.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Definitely wanna get them to where they can handle it themselves, that's for sure.
Regarding the KAC conference, I'll chat with you about that in a moment.
Alright.
Can I just chat with you?
Oh, yeah.
I was just waiting for him to finish reading that. In regard to the KAC conference, I sent you a packet of information that has your schedule, and I think Ashley gave you a copy of the schedule as well, and the different delegation that you have. And because I didn't realize we had to appoint a delegate for KAC, we would have missed the deadline if I didn't go ahead and fill out a form this last week. It was after the commission meeting, so I put myself as the voting delegate with, I think I sent you that in the email. I don't remember who I put as the alternate, and then it was you two as alternate and second alternate, because you're on the board. So that way I reserved the ability for the board to vote, but I figured you guys can decide today who you want to pick up that voting credential between the two of you, unless you want me to vote, but
See anything wrong with Tina voting? It's all policy.
have you looked though at the legislative policy? I didn't know if that's something that you all wanted to determine how you want to vote, or if there are things that you want to,
I was part of putting it together, so I can't vote on it.
Your fourth name.
I'm not gonna be able to stay late enough for the meeting, because that's after all the sessions.
The KC meeting, I think, might be in the morning
Oh,
on the second day.
oh,
I don't have the schedule
Yeah,
memorized.
the review is in the evening.
Yes, the review is in the
And
evening.
then the next
oh,
morning,
I see, yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to vote if you let me know what you want your vote to be. Otherwise, if one of the two of you would want to do that, then if you decide together who that would be fantastic.
so it would be at 8:30, 10:15 on Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Everybody jumping? Elbowing the other guy to take it. I don't care who does it. I'll abstain from it. It makes it all proper.
We do it, or we ask Tina to handle it for us.
Right now, it's set up that way, so Tina's able to, and then if she wants to step aside because one of you two wanna do it, then
I'm happy to do that.
She can do
Happy to
that.
step aside.
so we'll leave it at that, because that's the way it is. That's the way it got submitted, right?
Yes.
So
And just because I didn't want to miss the opportunity for Marion County
I'll let
to
you,
have a
I'll
vote.
let you duke it out with them later. On who's gonna step in for you?
How's that voting? Is it just a vote for the package as a whole, or do we have input, or?
You have input the night before. The night before, you can have input, whether or not that goes anywhere. But then, and then they may make some changes, minor changes, tech changes, stuff like that for the following morning, and then you vote on passing it.
And you're in total agreement with what's being proposed?
For the most part.
Total agreement. Not partial.
Never totally agree, but sometimes you gotta go. Alright. Leave it as is and see how it shakes out.
Okay?
Alright. Kevin.
I asked Kevin to come and just give you all a maintenance update and let you know kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, as you all can probably see, the south door of the courthouse is under construction. We had the ice melt, it looked like had eaten through the threshold. When we went to change the threshold, we didn't realize it was actually holding the bottom hinge on to the one door. And so we had to order new hinges for those doors because it got all corroded from years of ice melt and that. So we're waiting on that, and then we'll get that door fixed. So we're using one door out there. The concrete at the annex is getting really bad, as well as I put a temporary fix on the handrail over here on the wheelchair ramp, the handicap ramp. I put a temporary fix on it, but I'd like to see it added when we do the parking out here, the extra handicap parking, if we could, if that's a possibility, to get that fixed at that time. And maybe even the annex concrete, we need all new steps there and ramp work on that, as well as the four, I think 3 corners have been broken off of that building that need to be repaired. I've been doing some patchwork over there to keep us going on the concrete. So I think we were talking, we wanted to kind of add that all together maybe at the same time, that we do the parking.
So Kevin had initially gotten a couple of quotes, but then we were in the midst of discussion on the flat work out here. So I didn't know if we should just try to put it all together, but I think there are some contractors that don't want to do the step work and things like that, they just want flat work, so. And I still don't have any specifications on.
On the handicap, you replace the rails or fix them.
If we're doing concrete work, I would actually like to see those rails. I don't know if they can be moved to the higher portion or not. And I'd have to measure and see what the handicap standards, what the ADA standards are on that. What, if they could be, it'd be better to move them up a little bit so that they're not getting the ice melt. It just eats that metal up.
Basis
As
of,
well as the concrete, but most of it's the ice melt just over the years has just deteriorated the concrete and the metal.
Not to mention the condensation that gets inside the pipe.
Yeah, it's a hollow metal pipe, so
So it'll condensate and then it'll fill up and then it'll rust from the inside out.
it's that. So we didn't know, like I said, I got a couple of bids on the annex concrete, but we didn't know if you wanted to do that at the same time we were doing the parking or not, so I'll leave that up to you guys.
Makes sense to try to do it all at the same time, wouldn't
If we're doing it.
Well, and as far out as we are right now, it looks like we can't probably do it until spring. So.
Springtime, yeah.
I did see your temp patches, they should.
It's just hard to get people that don't just want to do flat work. They don't want to do the steps like that. So it's hard to find people that want to do the steps and the other corner work that needs done, which are the broken corners over there. Then after that, I have the state inspector was out, and we have one more item on that list, so we're almost done with that. We have to get an engineer to see how much weight the loft above the break room and the road and bridge holds, and post that there so that they know how much weight per square foot we can put up there. And then we'll be finished with the state inspection. We have everything else done that was asked. The health department building, I have concerns on the roof and canopy drainage. I got a meeting with the contractor this afternoon. We're going to go and look at every item on my list, from the sheetrock issues to the drainage issues, to the canopy, which has given most of the problems. And see what to do about getting those issues fixed. And I have some pictures here of that. Do you want to take a look at those?
Everybody's pretty well aware.
Pretty well aware.
have you
Drainage.
gone back to the architect? Because he made us change the canopy. We heard when he did that. We had to redesign it.
I wasn't here on the redesign, no. I think I came in a little after that, maybe. I didn't get involved. I wish I would have been here to get involved in that, but.
He was real, I don't know, maybe he should take some of the blame.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but I mean, somebody has to own up. We're just about out of warranty there. We need to get the items fixed before the warranty runs out, or.
He made us change directions.
Yeah, what's the issue is that it's draining onto the concrete, right?
Partly, and then there's some seams, I think, that are
It's coming
in
down.
the pictures. You got them as well.
Yeah, I got them. Okay.
Take out the confusion.
Dripping on the side.
Well, it's probably like you're saying, it's gonna condense on the inside of that. The temperature variations from outside to inside that enclosed deal, so it's gonna drip just like we're saying with our pipe rails or something. Would be my guess is where some of the issue is.
So they were able to make some improvements on one of them, on one of the columns. So Kevin, can you kind of explain what's happening on the second one?
The other
that's still-
column, we're getting some drainage off of the west side of the canopy, which it drains down and then it goes back towards that column and drains down the outside of the column and sometimes even into the glassed-in front area on that building.
And it's supposed to drain where?
It's supposed to drain out the two drains in the front of the columns, but we're getting some in between the metal and the other material in the column. I think it's wood, if I'm right. And it's starting to, you see where it's coming out the corners instead of coming out of the drain pipe where it's supposed to come out of.
You already got rust on it.
The roof has already got some rust on it, yes.
Well, that's,
And I've been in contact with the contractor. We're gonna take a look at it today, as well as that one corner that's falling apart. If you look at the pictures, you can see part of the mortar even fell into the guttering there. You can see it, and they somebody had tried to do a patch job on it, but it was not a very good one.
Shifting,
for sure.
shifting.
Pretty bad. So that's gonna leak if it hasn't already. We had some leaks back there in the back.
We got stained panels, roof ceiling panels.
There's a vent pipe that goes out of the kitchen roof that keeps leaking on us and another, I think it's an exhaust vent that goes above one of the file rooms back in the back that has a leak too, so.
Whoever's been doing patching, which I'm guessing isn't you.
No, it wasn't me. I haven't been up there.
That's
I'm going up there today for the first time.
I'd be ashamed if I couldn't even make it look better than that.
I want to put my eyeballs on it directly. I've not been up there at this time, but I'm going up there this afternoon to look at that myself and talk to the contractor and see what we can do to get some of these issues resolved, because it's been an ongoing problem.
And when Kevin and I were talking, we meet every week, but when we were talking about the drainage, that's been the biggest issue, and that's the one that the contractors have the most trouble with. It might be that it would be nice to have the board's permission that if we aren't able to have a resolution, if Kevin and the contractor don't resolve it today, that we could have another company come in and just give an inspection and a second opinion about the roofing and the drainage up there.
There has to be a ton of moisture for a roof like that to start rusting in 1 year.
That's the top coat. Factory.
I mean, we do expect that there'll be a resolution, so we're not, but in case we get to an impasse, we would like to be able to have somebody else come out and take a look at it and give their opinion.
The professional set of eyes wouldn't hurt, I don't think. Because they've been up there numerous times, they've been on that roof, and it has yet to be fixed, so.
Got a motion. Allow for a second set of eyes if it doesn't get resolved.
Let somebody else make that motion. I was against the whole project.
I was too, but we gotta maintain it now that we got it.
And Jonah made the motion.
I made the motion.
Second that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Other than that, I got projects I'm working on as it gets colder. I need to go out. We've already had our first small snow. I need to go go out this week and get all of the snow throwers ready to go. I gotta change the oil and make sure all the cables, belts, everything working, do all the PM maintenance on that. The equipment for this winter, is what I'm planning this week, and I think we got still a couple of days where it's gonna be decent weather this week. I'm gonna try to finish my painting on these rails over here at the annex building. I have painting and staining I need to do in the interior of the building as well. I like to do that in the winter time when I don't have the mowing and stuff to do, so I try to get that done. Marion Ambulance Station's having some condensation issues as well. EMS station out there. I just talked to my HVAC guy today. They've had a few mold issues from it. What's happening there is they have the one unit that runs everything, but to get the sleeping quarters cool enough to sleep in, because they're off of the bay, and the bay does not get heating or cooling. To get those areas, they have to run this one unit constantly, so the office has to be set way down, and the unit's running all the time. We kind of need, and then it condensates, and we've had water coming through the light fixture over there. We've had water coming through the ceiling tiles, so trying to get with my HVAC guy, see what it's going to take, maybe a separate unit for the sleeping quarters. And he's also going to run a scope through the ductwork and make sure we don't have any mold issues inside the ductwork from all the condensation that we've had. So I'm working with them to try to resolve those issues, and I will get some more information about that when I find out what we need to do there. But I am working on it.
Thermal camera.
Yeah, he has a camera that he can just go through a little hole and go through all the duct work and look.
Thermal camera, so it gauge the wall on the bay wall, make sure that the insulation is up, because sometimes that insulation.
I will ask him. I'm almost sure he does.
Yeah, it's most contractors have them. They're FLIRs.
Sure they do. I trust these guys. They've been doing work here for us and the annex building and the building across the street, so they do a lot of our work, and I trust them fully, so they've done a good job for us.
We need to look at a couple of little small units.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, see what we need to do.
Because it's always, since day one, it's not been right.
Right,
Because it wasn't designed to have sleeping quarters. It was
yeah,
designed to house a wrecker.
exactly, yes. Yeah, so
Spent
having those,
2 units to let the big one rest a little bit.
or maybe just one bigger one, but yeah,
Well, yet,
there's two separate.
those,
So like,
it's just not designed to cool the bedrooms.
no, and so they have to,
Go upstairs, aren't they?
yes, one of them is, and one of them's downstairs.
Heat rises.
So they have two of them. One's upstairs and then they got another one downstairs, but they're both off of that bay, and I think, I finally got them to learn to close the doors because they're letting the bay air in. I finally got them to, taking a shower or whatever you need to do, and condensate, because it happened in the bathroom where they got a shower. Well, you take a shower and you don't leave the door open, and I've been over there, to let that out. They got an exhaust fan. It's a little too small, but I cleaned it all up, made sure it was working properly, and that. So the only other thing would be to just leave the door open, let the air out, because
Make them wipe down the shower and the walls.
Yeah. I think that's all I got, unless Tina has anything else. I think that's all I had.
That's enough.
Wanted you to be aware of what's going on, what's been going on, so.
Didn't He didn't talk about all the stuff he got accomplished. He's just talked about the stuff
Doing
he's
a
got
good
yet
job.
to do.
I think people can see that. So
Appreciate you staying on top of it.
I try, so that's, I'll continue to do that. I appreciate you all's time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Moving on to a personnel discussion. Oh, I was about to ask if it was executive. All right. I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss job performance of an individual employee pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Item number 1, personal matters and non-elected personnel. With the board and Tina for 20 minutes until 1:31. With open session to resume back in commission chambers following the closed session. Second by Kent. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0.
Done, yeah, nay.
We need to go back out. Okay.
I move that we recess into executive session.
So, I'm sorry, before you start,
Come out
No
of
action
open session, no action taken.
Come out of executive session, back to open session, no actions taken. I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss job performance of an individual employee pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Matters non-elected personnel with the board and Tina for 10 minutes. Return at 1:43.
Favor,
Do we have a second?
second it.
I wish.
All those in favor?
Good job, man.
Okay.
Out of executive session, no decisions made. We need policy discussion. We're ready to move on to that, right? Anything special about that topic?
I have a feeling I know what it is.
Call me pain in the butt if you want, but after 27 years working with the federal government, everything we do is directed and guided by policy. And this one is from 2014. When you're worried about lawsuits, the first thing that's gonna get you sued is operating outside your policy. I think it would be fair for the commission, and I will volunteer to take the lead on it if need be, but take a look at all the policies that we have in place. This one is 11 years old. It may be out of date, but it's what we have for policy, and if we're not following it, I have an issue with that. If it needs to be changed, we need to change it. If there are things that we're doing that we don't have policy on, we need to develop those policies. Again, I would be willing to review the policies that we have if I can have those and make recommendations for changes, what we need to update, and have a further discussion at some later date, but I would be willing to, so that you don't have to take your time doing it. All I need is to know where I can find all the policies that we have,
So,
and then these policies need to be on our county website. The public needs to be able to access these policies, as well as our employees. But I'm thinking, we've got procurement policy, we got, well, I'm thinking, work from home. We don't have a policy on that, so we shouldn't be allowing anybody to work from home unless we have a policy. Outside employment, there's all sorts of issues that we need to be looking at. Now, I'm not gonna say we can cover everything, no. But I would like to, and like I say, I'm willing to step up and take a look at what we've got and take a look at some areas from my experience that we need to have policy on, and start that process.
So on the procurement policy, I know you had questioned that, so I went ahead and found the current one so that you'd all have it.
And
It's old, like you said. We do have, we have had discussion about it. I've talked to the board about it, and we started researching it in 2023 about doing an update, but that hasn't been done, and so we definitely need to do that. For the most part, we do follow this policy, but there are areas that the commission has never required certain things to fall under the policy in the past. So I agree that we need something more comprehensive and workable, something that's feasible. So on my report, I did also list some other policy work that we at the minimum should be looking at after the first of the year. So one is an anti-fraud policy. That is something that has been recommended by Scott Lloyd, and we don't have an actual anti-fraud policy. That updated purchasing policy that we've been talking about for some time. We need to do an updated employee manual. The capital planning, that's something that I presented you with some information on recently, and it'd be good to have a work session on that. And then, of course, the comprehensive plan, which you're already planning. And so I'm sure there are others. So some of the policies that you mentioned, like the
and a lot of that could be addressed in the employee handbook, but it's not in there.
some of it is and some of it's not.
Some of it's not.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying, we need to.
I agree. And the way that it has been done in the past, we have policies all over the place, and they're not even in a manual or together. And so that is a big need that we have. And that was one big reason or a big task that I was hoping that we could accomplish with the switch to the administrator position. So it's definitely on the radar.
They need to be, number one, they need to be available for all of us and for all the county employees, so they know what's expected of them. But they also need to be available to the public, so they know what to expect of the county.
That's exciting, and I'd be excited too.
Yeah, centralized online would be
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
And do it better than the state, so we're not looking at 2009 policies, or we open the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's just some of
They
that
need to
work
be
is.
removed and replaced.
Some of that work are things that we haven't had time to do in the past, or, so it's good to move forward on it.
That's that's something that generally evolves under an administrative platform that we're 1 year into now.
Yeah, going on 2 years now. And so I think it would be really nice if the board would consider maybe doing a work session at least once a month to take care of some of these policy discussions and other kind of planning discussions, if the board is willing to do that, where we can make a little bit of progress and get direction on some of these matters.
January,
That's fine.
just do it on the payday meetings, or?
For me,
Good.
Okay.
On another note, since you've got it, is policy work, the comprehensive plan process. I know that the last time that was done, one of the initial steps needs to be public input. If there's any way that I could get the materials that were sent out for public input in 2018, I would work on updating that and bringing that back to the board for, I mean, to me, that's something that that we should be putting out to the public as a board, saying, we're gonna do this, these are the issues that we see in the forefront, what are your issues?
I agree that this board should be leading that effort. There are Public Policy Management Center and other organizations that specialize in this, and they are really good at being able to lead a county commission through this process and help you determine the best ways. Like what was done in the past may or may not be the best way to do it now. So while we can certainly go backward, I would recommend that maybe we look at getting some bids for what some of these public policy agencies would charge to come and lead you through that process, because they also include the public engagement, and you have discussions about it, all of that. So, and they're really, really good at it.
I spent 27 years doing comprehensive plans with public involvement, and it's not rocket science. I don't know that, I mean, I wouldn't mind, we can get bids, but I don't know that I don't know that this needs to be that complicated. That it's, I mean, reaching out to the public and asking for their input is not hard. Facilitating I've facilitated public meetings with 400 ranchers in the room, talking about very contentious issues and very contentious land management problems. I mean, it takes time, and it takes a certain level of skill, but I don't know that that's something that we can't do in-house. Our comprehensive plan is way more complicated than it needs to be. It's probably 3 times as long as it needs to be. Maybe there's some demographics, things that we would need some assistance with, but developing actually the vision and the framework for how we want this county to go, we can do that with the public's input.
I'm open to whatever the board decides to do. The only thing about bringing in an outside firm is typically it's not super expensive, and it can lend credibility to the process, so.
We could ask for a price and a scope of work.
There you go.
Yeah, I
That's
can
what I was about to
do
say.
that.
What that price would entail, like what topics are we gonna discuss?
Suggest that we do.
What are we gonna go over?
We can always tell them, no, we don't want
Right,
it.
exactly.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I'm just saying that
And we need to look at everything.
If they include a topic in there that we're not thinking of,
Yeah.
then maybe it's worthwhile. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
We don't know it all here.
And I think that regardless of whether you have somebody from outside the organization or whether the commission does it on their own, it's definitely good to get started, so.
is that information available, the past, the
I'll have to look into it and see, because I haven't seen any of it, and it was not real,
It's up in the attic.
I don't know.
I mean, there was a survey sent out, correct?
I don't know exactly how it was all done. I believe there was a survey.
That's what I'm asking for, is a copy of that survey so I can see what was sent out before.
Okay.
And I will draft a version of that for consideration by the board and as we move forward. I'm trying to get ahead of the game.
That's good.
If the board is okay with me doing that.
Yeah. I am. I don't have a whole lot of spare time to be reading. But
Is that, so everybody agrees?
as long as it's generalized to where we as a board will have the ability to make it more specific if we feel united in doing that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw some stuff out, and I'm gonna bring it back to the board and say, hey, this is what I came up with, this is the format. What else do you want me to add? What do we wanna take off? I'm just gonna draft something to bring to us that we can look at and we can work with. We can do that
It's a
in,
consensus to move forward with.
Yeah.
Would be a way to do it.
and, you know, if we wanna, if I get that material, I could have it ready by our January meeting when we start this
The planning session.
planning sessions.
Anybody opposed?
And in the meantime, am I getting that you want me to look at checking into other outside options, or are we not?
Pricing was what we was
I
wanting.
wanna know.
Pricing and scope?
And scope, so I'd like to know what,
Okay, we'll work on getting all of that together for you.
That's all I got.
alright, commission comments.
Well, other than we couldn't get Tina and Amy to sing a song or two. I was raspy enough, I wouldn't even do it. You got a lot of comments that I think everybody had a pretty good time for a little over 2 hours. Well received, we had a pretty good meal. Look forward to another year somewhere down the road.
Definitely got a lot of comments on how good the meal was. I was very grateful that you picked up the mic for the bingo portion.
Well, raspy as my voice was, I was worried whether it all up.
I think you missed your calling.
Well,
Bingo caller.
not to go back to our old rowdy days, but the wanted band over at the fairgrounds, I was the bouncer announcer one night. And that added to the festivities.
Any other commission comments? Alright, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
All right.